Everyone, I'm going to be creating a video on how to use Tinkercad. Now, if you don't have an account, you can always just click on Join In, and you have some choices here. I have not created a class, and I'm an educator, but I've not actually used this button before. I just created a personal account, and it's free, so that's how I log in. I'm going to sign into my account. All right, so I'm going to click on the Create New Design. Now, the first time you go into Tinkercad, it's going to walk you through a tutorial. Go ahead and walk through the tutorial. There's about 3 of them. But when you're done and you actually want to make something, you want to click on the icon Tinkercad, which will take you to your own starting page like this one, only it'll be blank because you haven't created anything. So I'm going to click on Create New Design. Now, very important that you actually click on this right here. This is the name of whatever you're going to make, and they just give random words up there. So let's just call this Project 1. Now, if you wanted to make something and you knew what it was, go ahead and name it that. Otherwise, I'm just going to name it Project 1. Now, here's a very basic introduction as to what this can do. These are all the different shapes that you have available to you that you can just drag and drop. Let me just show you right there. A cube. Now, with my mouse, I'm going to right-click and drag. So click and hold to move that around with your mouse. You could do the same thing with this cube up here. Okay, pretty basic. And I can zoom in or zoom out. This button. Now this button, as you can see, it says Fit View to Selected Shape. So if I click on it, it gives me a very close-up view of that image. And there it is. That is amazing. Now with my mouse, I can, if you have a click wheel or a scroll wheel, you can just go back. And clicking home will just get you to your initial view. There it is. Now let's play with this thing a little bit. So you can adjust either one of the directions just by clicking a corner and dragging it. Or if you want to be precise, you can click on a number and then put whatever number you like there. I can make it 5, make it super thin. Take a look around to make sure it is, yep, there it is, thin. I can make it shorter or taller. Now when I start stacking things, I'm going to want to move this up using this black arrow. Now I don't want it to be off the plate here, so I'm going to click on the back arrow. Good. And I'm going to make this a little bit wider. I'm going to drag this around here, click, hold, and move around with the mouse. Make this about 20, enter. Now I'm going to, let's put a cone over here. I clicked on it. Now there it is. Here's what I want to do. I want to put this cone on top of here. I'm going to do that by just moving that up. Now, I don't know if it's directly above that right now, so I'm going to use the cube, and I see that it looks like it. Another thing you can do is on your keyboard, if you have the object selected, you can click the arrow to move it that direction. And if you can see closely, you can see that I'm actually touching that object and in the object. Let me show you what it looks like there. And that's fine, but I don't like that the block is not covering the base of this cone. So I'm going to make the block a little bit bigger. And there it is. Now the block, I'll make it a little bit bigger here. Now the block and the cone are at least on top of each other. Now, if I wanted to combine these two so that so that I can shape them together and adjust them together, I can do it 2 ways. See that? I just clicked and dragged for both of them. Or I can click and then shift, hit the shift button on your keyboard and select the bottom one, and they will both be selected. I personally am used to doing this, so that's how I do it. If I want to make them one, I can click this one, which is the group button. I click on it, it's going to change to one color. That tells me it is one shape. So now look what happens when I click the bottom of this. The whole thing adjusts. So now they are one object, and it looks weird. Now, I suggest you play with all these things, and there's more than just the basic shapes. As you can see, there's characters, connectors. Play with these things. I'm going to show you just one more thing. This is kind of like the eraser tool. This erases whatever it touches once you group it. I'm going to make this just a little bit. Oh, I moved it off the ground. What I wanted to do was make it taller. Okay, I see that it's touching it. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to group it, and this is what happens. It's going to erase that section. A lot of possibilities when you can start erasing things, and it's fun. I recommend you play with this, because on the next video I'm going to show you how I make something. I haven't decided yet, but you'll see. Enjoy.